Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be, including India, because that's what I'm going to be looking at today. A little bag of stamps full of, presumably, India stamps. Now, India is such a big place, it must have had billions of stamps coming from out of there. So I've really not done anything with them. Of course, we've all seen the Queen Victoria ones and the different areas of India, Kanpur and all those other districts of India. The size of continents in themselves, probably these districts. Size of countries anyway. But what we've got here is possibly some more modernish rather than the Victorian ones themselves. And are they of interest? Well, of course they are. Well, of course, India get sure. India, oh dear me. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've made a bit of a horlicks of this. Yeah. Whoa, just got some on the floor there. Actually, I say there's no old ones in there. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm just picking a few more up off the floor, if I can bend. Whoa. You keep looking at them while I bend down. Oy vey. That's another one. Let me just change. Yeah, I'll pick those up after. I think we've got enough to be going on with anyway, don't you? So immediately we'll start with this lovely line of George the Fifth. I think I'm going to separate them into the George into the. If there's any older ones, like George the Fifth, I think I'll keep those separate and maybe start a little presentation of those. This is a holy mess, but it's a nice little start. Two, is it? Is it a two? Two annas? Others I'll put away. Postage, some sort of Buddha. A 5 anna. Unless I can, I don't know much about these. I'll keep these Georges separate. So I'll keep George the Fifth and George the Sixth, them two themselves separate. So at least I've got some sort of order going on. A beautiful Sarawak tiger. Now this might be Edward the Seventh. May 1912. May the 12th. May the 12th be with you. I don't know. That's wrong, isn't it? India map stamp. We've all got those shaped like a heart of India. So we do have some Umbala. 9th of January. That is a nice one. Edward the Seventh. It's not in great nick, but it sort of fits in with what I'm trying to do. Yeah, they've got the sort of the Star of India crown on them. Get quite a few of them. George the Sixth. India map. I'm probably holding a lot of these upside down, so I'll try and do better. The Lion of India. Look at this, all this lot here. So there was actually quite a few in the bag. The few. India. All India. Sometimes you get bags and it says India and it says everything but India in the bag itself. 1949. India. The others, as you can see, I'm putting up there. India map. It's not a map really, it's a it's an outline. Now then, I'm going to say that, in other words, George the Fifth Another bluey one. That one. I mean, you could it's got some writing on it. You could colour coordinate them like they do in charity shops with clothes and with books. So you could have all the green stamps together. This says refugee relief. Keep that to one side. That is of interest. It's a little bit different, isn't it? So it's not 1 of a billion, it's 1 of a half a billion. But obviously there was some refugee issues going on. That's a nice, well, I say it's nice, it's a acceptable example of Edward VII. Pottery. Taj Mahal, maybe. No, Jaipur. I don't know anywhere else but Taj Mahal in India, to be fair. I'm ashamed to say that. Maybe I should know better. Forgive me. Yeah, there's a lot of the same sort of stuff. Again, that looks a little bit like refugee sort of crisis type thing. What is this? This is a mess. Yeah, George the Fifth. I wonder how he liked being George the Fifth. But he thought, all these Georges are on the 5th one. George the Sixth. He was actually called Albert. Bertie. To those who knew and loved him. Bertie. Why did... Obviously some advice was put forward that his father was so popular that you should also take his name. Aha, Victoria stamp. Of Queen Vic. Oh, again, of very little, if any, value, because there were so many of them dished out willy-nilly. Look at that, Guyana, so that's immediately different. You know, it's not India. India, but it is West Indies. Does that count? Nice to find a Queen Vic, though. Again, a lot of these. You could colour coordinate them, you could put them in order of Anna. You can use them for your homework. You could give them to friends who maybe are going to India and say, I don't know, look at that, that's nice on a horse. You know, when you get to India, say on holiday, you could show the locals. Maybe they'd be impressed with you. And maybe say, ooh, we have a lot of old stamps here that you may like. We have no use for them. But you mad dogs and Englishmen, you tend to like those sort of things. Okay, we start with a purple one. Here's another purple one. George, I think. This is a airmail. So we've got airmail, mushrooms, man working, fish, the usual sort of stuff. And again, nothing on the back. Date, 84. Let's pick out a few more of these. Oh, look at that fighter jet. They've of course been at constant war with Pakistan. That. Typed, so possibly on its way to Britain. There's a plane going overhead now. Here. The good weather brings them out. Particularly the gliders. You know, I do like the Edward the Seventh because it didn't reign for that long, so you can, get a sort of collection that. What is that? Another Buddha type. You can get a sort of collection with Edward the Seventh. George the Fifth, he lasted a long old time, and there's a lot of stuff. And same with George the Sixth. Gandhi, the Mahatma Gandhi, 20th of the 12th, 78. So that sort of dates it, doesn't it? I think it's still alive into the 60s, maybe. And then once he died, it became massive. And it was big. It was big generally before he died, but after he died, he became huge. And then he's sort of not fallen off, but sort of no one's interested anymore. It's a problem with history. What have we got here? Yeah, the world moves on, doesn't it? Our leaders and our characters, they sort of come into prominence. This is Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Surely a fantastic man to be on a stamp. But to my shame, I don't know anything about him. Yeah, so people come, people go. It's a little bit sort of sad. 1 minute you're in ignorance, so then you get into fame and fortune, and then you've forgotten about it, and then they start throwing paint at you. Here, at your portrait, here we got Queen Victoria, so 2 Queen Vics. Happy with that. Modern fishy one. This fish one, I think, is again it's huge amounts of printing of that particular one. I think we may be coming to the bitter end of time. Well, it'll be 12 minutes. Maybe grab a couple more kings. Kings, of course, not everyone's cup of tea. The beauty about kings is it tells you what era they're from. So you got a chance. And a Queen Victoria there. So that's the 3rd. I like the Queen Vic ones. I do. Because, let's face it, she invented stamps. Single-handedly. What is that? She was the greatest. She and Queen Elizabeth II. The amount of stamps Queen Elizabeth II, I mean, she blows Victoria out of the water. Because at one time, everyone, and his mama, were sending letters. At Queen Victoria's time, it's only those who could actually write and afford a stamp. And there were so few. So few who could do that, particularly in India. All of these Queen Victorias from India would have been to do with, the empire's business or sending letters home to Britain. All official things. Finally, a stamp. Let's just pick these out a little bit again. We're coming to that unfinally moment, and they've got George again. And here we've got, I don't know. I still don't know, so I'm going to leave that. But we will finish on a happy note. The George the Sixth, 1 Anna. And another, and Bertie makes 3. So we call it a day now. Nice. India. It's an overprint of something or other. I need to put the AI on it. Could it be Portuguese, the Portuguese part of India? I think it is, Portugal did own part of it. The way, the western area. So it wasn't all British India. India also had Portuguese and French as well. places where they lived. We'll leave it at that for now. I think I might use that as the thumbnail. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic day. The sun's still in and out a little bit, but it's a lovely day. It's July. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.